which means the people have the power. Or they say that we won't pay. People can say they will not pay tax to the government, tax to the government to demand accountability. People don't know the power they have right now. No, 10 years ago, federal government can say crude oil and say go to hell. Today, they depend on tax. People can actually say no more paying of tax until we get value for the one we've been paying. But people don't know the power they have.
Hmm.
So if you look at the fact data, VAT is driving tax now. Income tax is that's coming to focus on tax now because the crude oil revenue is drying up. A lot of the Buhari took most of the revenue as a for loan, security for the loan. So Tinubu is falling back on tax now, dragging the tax net. People can actually say they can't pay tax again to demand for accountability. People don't just know the power they have. That is why in UK, the day government start depending on tax, that's the way the government will start being accountable. Any day government depends on taxes to run the system, that's the way that the day the corruption will go away.
Hmm.
Nigerians don't really know the power they have. Maybe with time they start to become aware that but I can't actually hold government accountable by refusing to pay my personal tax.
Okay, so let's look at it. The powers that we have is tax related. That's what you're trying to say. But then again, how do we
That's
decide not to pay tax? What powers do we have not to pay tax?
good. Government is looking for money outside those on the payroll. Small businesses, those who have power to say no, we can't pay tax. They can do that.
And
They
then
can
you'll
get
be
organized.
arrested.
No, they can't. How many people can get arrested? If all servicemen say that they go on strike, how many can they? How much what is the sell capacity to arrest them? If Nigerian Labour Congress start to go on 2 months, like I look at ASU strike now. How many lecturers can they go and pick up arrest? Apart that Nigerians are not educated to even get organized. Nigerians are
Hmm.
not educated to get organized. If workers start going on strike that they should account for their deduction from payroll, government will start to panic. People are not asking the question that will make the government to shake. The government knows that people will threaten their incomes revenue stream. They will sit up. Revenue people will not go and buy jet 150 million when if the taxpayers are asking the right questions. You can't try it.
Okay.
It's like when you belong to an association, old boys association, and there's proper accountability. People are asking the treasurer, financial secretary to give the monthly update. The room to mention money will not be there. It's when you don't care about the finances of the association. The school can sit there and be sharing your monthly dues. Nothing will happen. That's why tenement rate in Nigeria is difficult to collect. That's why government is looking for easy way to collect tax through pump price. Because when they go to a city to collect tax, citizens will start asking questions. If they tell you as a business person to file your personal income tax now, you have reason to ask them the one I've been filing. Why is the difference of tax I've been paying? That's why government look for easy ways to pay tax, which is through VAT, through pump price, all those funny way of collecting money from people. Through inflation. Inflation is the easiest way to tax people. You know, so inflation is a tax.
How?
Good. When government you see government uses inflation is an indirect tax on the citizens. When government prints money to fund their budget, prices go up. Citizens pay more for goods and services. That is an indirect tax on the people. Buhari used it to fund his government. He was printing naira. Each time he prints money, naira will devalue. They are full of using clinical terms to confuse people. Devaluation means government is printing too much money. That's another word. The, no, they call it devaluation. When they say Nigeria, they want to devalue naira. It means that they're printing more currency. That's what it means. They use some funny terms to confuse average people.
Okay, let's come down to the matter of the
Okay,
moment.
okay.
which is this price of petrol,
Okay.
Dangote Refinery, independent oil marketers, petrol station owners association of Nigeria,
Okay.
all of these things. You know, we thought, or not me, many people thought that Dangote Refinery being a Nigerian refinery or a refinery in Nigeria, when it comes on stream, it's going to make fuel cheaper and it's going to solve all our fuel problems. But right now, Dangote Refinery is on stream, and
Okay.
it appears as though the prices of petrol products are getting higher.
Okay.
Yesterday, IPMAN, that's Independent Oil Marketers Association, right?
Yes.
And then the petrol station owners association of Nigeria, they actually complained that Dangote is not talking to them. They don't know what the price of Dangote fuel is. And that, in fact, the IPMAN secretary was saying that it is more expensive to buy Dangote fuel than to import.
Okay.
Why is this like that?
Okay. Trying to respond, I have to go back to the fundamentals. In Nigeria, most often we address problems from symptoms, not from root causes. For example, if you have a malaria now, you have fever, you can start to take anti-fever drugs like paracetamol, Panadol. It can calm the fever down, but after 24 hours, symptoms come back again. That's a big Nigerian problem. Going back to the fundamentals, there's a difference between price and cost. Let me repeat. If you want to buy an item, price is what they put on the label. Cost is often hidden. When we buy imported petrol, the cost is high, the price is high. When we buy Dangote, the cost is lower, the price may remain the same. So we have solved one problem. I will explain further. When we buy imported petrol, we are creating unemployment in Nigeria. For us to consume 40 million liters of petrol every day, we are creating over 5,000 jobs in overseas refinery abroad. When we use Dangote Refinery, Dangote is keeping at least 1,000 Nigerians employed per shift, plus additional 2,000 indirect staff. If you go to Lekki Axis now, there's a lot of activities coming around that refinery. So you may be paying more at the pump price, but the cost, which is opportunity cost, is getting lower. You need to understand that. Two, with Dangote Refinery, gradually Nigeria is becoming energy independent. With time, fuel might remain constant at 1,000 naira for a long time. But when we are importing, any small rise in dollar price hits the pump price instantly. So that's different thing. Dangote price might remain this until there is competition. When Bua comes from stream, Bua will need a market share. He will definitely sell below to drag the price down. The other marginal fuels operators, marginal refineries, one, what Imo State, Walter Smith is operating. I'm aware that one is coming up in Kwale. They are doing designs now. I'm aware, but they contact me for do some designs for them. So for other one that they be coming up. So if you have four or three coming up, what happened to cement? What happened to petroleum? Without the four, if then there's the fifth operator that joined now in cement. Fifth operator. We have Dangote Cement, Bua Cement, Rafaj. Sorry, the fourth operator. The fourth operator now that just commissioned his plant 2 months ago in Kogi State. So if you watch bag of cement, if you compare bag of cement to imported POP cement, which goes about 15,000 per bag, Nigerian cement is between 8,500 9,000 because of competition. Apart from that big competition, it has created a lot of jobs in Nigeria. If you go to Kogi State, now Kogi State economy is booming. Edo, cement is the major economy in Edo State today. So that Wuchi Axis. If you go
Okay,
to Edo State,
Pascal,
mm,
Pascal,
yes,
there was this comment that a House of Rep member made about Dangote Group.
Mm.
In fact, it was making it with respect to Dangote Cement,
Okay.
and then we can extend it to include Dangote Refinery.
Okay.
And it was complaining about monopoly. We can say that Dangote is employing 40,000 Nigerians. If you add the refinery, maximum 100,000 Nigerians. We are 220 million Nigerians. What is the benefit of having a Dangote refinery operate at cutthroat price that increases the cost of living for 200 million people just because it is creating 100,000 jobs?
Okay.
What's the
Let me
benefit of
respond.
that?
Let me respond. I like to work with data. Rate of
Okay.
inflation in Nigeria are not substantiated. If you look at Dangote Group, Dangote does not enjoy any monopoly in any of the segments. In fact, Dangote lost food business to our group. Dangote has quitted wheat value chain. He lost it to two companies, two free, which is Indomie and the Bua, Flour Mill of Nigeria Limited. He lost that. He left. He exited that market. He couldn't compete. Coming to cement, there is Lafarge, a multinational French group. In fact, Lafarge started cement business before Dangote. Dangote was second plant. Lafarge started with Ewekoro plant in Ogun State. Dangote came up with Benue Cement. Dangote acquired the BCC, Benue Cement Company, before he now built the Obajana. In Calabar, we have the former farmer sing. I've been there before. That is Unisem, now sold to Lafarge. Now there's a fourth operator. So there are four independent operators today competing for the market. That is for cement. Coming to wheat, we have about three operators. Flour mills, Bua Food, and Dufre. For so in sugar, we have about, if you go to the shelf, it's about there are more than four brands of sugar. There are four brands of sugar in the market today. You have see Dangote Sugar, Bua Sugar, and one other brand. Plus the one from France. These are Saint Louis Sugar and Crown Sugar. About five of them. So I like to work with data. If you go to Nigerian stock exchange, you see them listed there. So people just brand all this info without researching. I don't have to do my researching. Then coming to petroleum, right now, Dangote may be enjoying monopoly in petrol. But by next year, hopefully, not one thing, when there's a monopoly, that attracts investors to come in. So investors will rush into the market now. Refinery could be accepted in, we have about six oil producing states. So the refinery can be started. Nigeria has to have about six refineries. People might start buying Port Harcourt Refinery, Warri Refinery, Kaduna Refinery. AA Rano, if Dangote succeeds, I see AA Rano of Kano bidding for Kaduna Refinery. I may see Rain Oil bidding for Warri Refinery. You see where it's good to go. Why it's currently
Is that
bidding
not a
in,
problem? Is that not a problem? Because all of these things that you're talking about now, you're talking about selling our public infrastructure to private people.
it's better to say it's a liability. When government does not have any asset, the refinery has been a liability for the past 20 years. The refinery where you pay workers or doing nothing is a drain. It's headed
But
to float.
Pascal, let's not forget something. Sorry, Pascal.
Okay.
1 minute,
Let me,
1 minute.
let me,
Sorry.
let me let you know something.
Okay.
America is not a democracy. America is an enterprise. Go and look at their constitution. So most of when we copy, they just look at the facts and data. America we envy so much that it's so successful operate on the same capitalist system. Either you operate a socialist system, you go capitalist system. Nigerian system cannot operate a socialist system. Government cannot be operating. Nigerian government cannot run an enterprise. One, incompetency, then corruption. Two of them are antidote to successful business. It's better we have, let us adopt telecom template. If you have 10 operators, due to competition, prices will start coming down. That's what happened to the telecom sector. MTN and Econet came on board. So SIM card, 35,000 per SIM card. Today is virtually SIM card is now free. Today it's free because when you pay 1,000 for SIM card, they'll give you airtime of 1,000. So it's free. So today, so due to competition for market share, we saw how Globe growth in per second, forcing MTN to adopt the same. Etisalat came on board with some product innovations, marketing strategy, crashed the airtime further. Today, telecom today they're all asking for price review for data and airtime. The same thing can happen to the petroleum industry. When the demand is capped, let's say 10 10 million liters per day, and more refineries are coming on board. When if Bua comes up, we couldn't sell. Bua will crash the price to attract marketers to acquire bomb to leave petrol. If a free station in Port Harcourt is buying from Lagos, Bua comes up in Akwa Ibom, Bua will offer attractive prices to cut its market share from Dangote. That is competition. That's the bit of competition. So I like to solve. You can't solve an economic problem with technical solution. Petrol problem in Nigeria is a commercial issue. It's an economic issue. It needs an economic approach, not only just building finance up and down. Two, if what drives petroleum price to be up is demand, what can we do about the demand? Thank God today there's a solution to that. If you look at China, China is moving from petrol to electric vehicles. That has kept crude oil steady at 80. Before you get to 110, 120 by now, as you're approaching winter, prices will start going up. But for the past 2 years now, crude oil has been hovering between 70, 80 because more people are transiting to electric vehicles. When you move to electric vehicle, it gives you freedom, more options, opens more options for you. Because with electric, you can access different type of alternative energy to charge your vehicle. If I have an electric vehicle today, I have about 6 options. I can charge with my petrol generator. I can charge with my diesel generator. I can charge with NEPA and pay for units. I can put a solar panel in my compound and charge my vehicle. At least I can buy a CNG generator. I have 5 options. So today, I can buy CNG at 200. I can instead of converting my car to CNG, I would simply go and buy CNG generator. Buy CNG at 200 naira per kg. Use it to charge my vehicle. So by doing that, my cost of transportation has reduced. If tomorrow CNG becomes too expensive, I can switch to solar panel. With solar panel, the bill the pump price is zero. So ideally, if anybody who wishes to buy another car should sincerely think of buying electric car for freedom because it gives you freedom from energy price hikes and monopoly. Petroleum industry has been a monopolistic industry starting from OPEC. OPEC is about being imposing is about monopoly. Petrodollar is about monopoly. If you watch the way oil and gas operates, once you sign an oil well, OML and OMP, that's oil producing mine and oil mining, once you sign any of this agreement,
OPL and OML.
yes, it's about monopoly. If you sign for 10 years, that 10 years only you have access to that oil well. So before the mining operators come on board 10 years ago, the four companies control Nigerian oil and gas: Shell, ExxonMobil, Chevron, Agip, and Total. These five control our petroleum industry. Until recently, they started selling their assets. Today, we have about few mining operators like Tony Dominion and Co operating industry. It's actually a monopolistic industry because crude oil is not on everybody's compound. That is it.
Okay,
Crude oil,
wait. Let me push this question in before we continue. You talked about the OML and the OPL.
okay,
I
go
know that
ahead.
the OML is the oil mining license,
Yes.
which uh, is given to bidders to be able to mine to extract the crude oil from the ground,
No,
right?
to go and search. To go and search. OPL
Is
is to
that is that not- is it OPL is processing now?
to go and dig out. First, they'll give you license to go and search. After searching, if you succeed, you apply for OPL.
Okay. Now,
So,
when you give out OPL, right?
mm,
You already know that a particular field has
yes,
oil, and
correct.
you issue out that license.
Okay.
People bid for it and they pay, right?
Yes,
They pay a premium for it. Now,
correct.
after giving them the license and they
Mm,
begin to extract the crude from the ground,
good.
who owns the crude? Is it the
It,
person who has the OPL license, or is it the NNPC who has it?
It
Who
depends on
owns
the
the crude?
it depends on the template. It could be if it's JV, if it's joint venture, if it's joint venture. Once you bring it out from the ground, you share it on that ratio. If it's production sharing, PSC,
Yeah.
is when you sell the crude, the profit is what you share with the government. So you take
Okay.
all the risk. For PSC, the operator takes all the risk. Sell, remittance is then shared with the government. For
Okay. For
JV, for JV, both the government and the operator combines their capital and assets to do the business together.
let me get this clear. So the OPL license is issued to, say, ExxonMobil,
Good.
right?
Yes.
And then ExxonMobil now enters into, after getting the license,
Yes.
which they pay for,
Correct.
right?
That
Then they
can
can
agree.
now decide to either do
JV
JV or
or PS.
PSC.
Yes.
JV is joint venture, and
Correct.
PSC is production sharing contracts,
Very
right?
correct. Yes.
Now, if, for example, Chevron gets the OPL license
Mm.
and decides to enter into JV partnership with NNPC,
Mm.
right?
Yes.
Let's say 60-40. Does it
Correct.
mean that NNPC will bring 60% of the funds required to extract, while
Yes. 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 That is why
okay,
here they talk about their call out fee. They say that NNPC is owing them their call out fee because they money they spent in an operation, NNPC is owing them. Remember, sometimes you hear on the news that the president just cleared their backlog of their fees. They call it call out fees. Sometimes you hear it on the news that Buhari has released their call out fee to the IOCs. They are owing them because if you don't pay that money, they will not go into the risk of drilling for more. That is why our production has been going down. Government is not putting money in the drilling. More people will not go and drill for oil without government participating. It's risky. You can drill
okay,
without getting oil. You can go and prosper without getting oil. So because of the risk involved, they always want government to participate. And the government is not willing to participate because of corruption.
okay. Let's see. The oil prospecting license is the
Yes.
OPLO. Oil
Okay, now,
prospecting license is the
before
OPL.
the major ones will go before anybody goes to that, they always want government to bring part of the capital. Nobody wants to do it alone. It's risky. You can spend $2 billion in prospecting and get nothing. There's no guarantee because it's only when you export you might even if you find after spending 2 billion, you discover oil until you start and sell. There's no recovery. There's no return on investment. For that phase one, that's not guaranteed. They always want government to participate, but government is not prudent enough to save money to participate. That is why in the last since Jonathan left, government has not been drilling. There's no drilling much. There's not much extraction. There's not much exploration to increase production. Because for you to increase production, you must explore, drill, extract before you take it to the terminal. Because the wells do dry up. When the well dries up, you need to search for new producing area where you can drill. Just what I mean.
Okay, okay. Let's look at it this way right now.
Mm.
Nigeria's crude oil reserve is at 37 billion barrels.
Good.
So that's our known reserves. It keeps
Yes.
increasing as they
Good.
prospect and discover more, right?
Correct. Yes.
So it means that if we even base our production
Mm.
on our known reserves, the
Yes.
question of spending money to prospect and not finding is not there.
Yes. Yes. Correct.
So let's deal with our known reserves. We have 37 billion liters, right?
Okay.
If we are drilling 2.5 million barrels every day,
Hmm.
that will still take us another 30 to 35 years for
Good.
us to exhaust that 37 billion barrels
Okay.
of crude oil, right?
Yeah.
So
Yes.
let's work with the known. Let's forget whether
Okay.
you you
What we don't know is that none of us have seen any of those contracts they sign with the international operators to
which is
know
which is
whether
where that's where my
and
concern.
yes now we have not seen we don't know whether when you search you discover whether it belongs to you or belongs to government. We don't know who it belongs to. These are the black box in NNPC. Nobody knows.
Which is which is gradually driving me to my point, because
Mm.
all this talk about NNPC issues the um, OPL, or is it the OML now,
Yes.
to companies, and then they go into joint venture partnerships
Good.
for a known reserve, for a known block, for a known field
Yes.
that has reserves. So, and the rigs are there, they are drilling already, right?
Mm.
Now, this well you can get 2.5 million barrels of crude oil daily from them.
Okay.
Now, let's even assume that NNPC does not have money to contribute their counterpart funds to the joint venture arrangement.
Okay.
But the rigs are already there.
Mm.
The rigs are reusable anyway.
Okay. Okay.
The drilling rigs are already there. You can drill this rig. So the JV now drills out the crude oil at a
Mm.
cost of maybe $30, which is expensive
Okay.
per barrel, right? They drill out this crude oil at a very expensive cost of $30 per barrel. Other
Mm.
countries do $10. Saudi Arabia does $10 and $12. But let's even say, because of the corruption in our system, we actually extract at $30 per barrel. And we are selling this crude at $80 per barrel. That gives
Okay.
us a margin. So even if we leave the responsibility fully to the OML licensee,
Okay.
it means that we can then decide to say, okay, fine, since we owe you our counterpart fund contribution, take it off, right? You're selling at $80 per barrel. We're supposed to contribute $30 at 60/40 percentage joint venture partnership arrangement. But I'm not able to give you my 60%. But right now, you have extracted the crude oil. So you alone brought the $30 that we used to extract one barrel. Now you have sold it. Because it is my crude oil and we're supposed to share. Let's share the profit. Take your $30 out of the $80. We have $50. Let's share that $50 in our ratio. Can't NNPC do that and still have dollars to invest
Okay.
subsequently?
The IOCs don't operate on PSC. They go on joint venture. That have been their
Okay.
model.
Yeah.
They control 80% of the industry. Now, they depend on the international market for their margins, not local market, not Nigerian internal market. Now, if you look at the industry, from 2000 and 2001 that I was there up to, let's say, the first 10 years I was there, I noticed that America was our major market for crude oil exports. Today, America does not buy Nigerian oil. At the time, India took over. India is now our major destination now, not America. So on the international market, more people are discovering oil. America is now a net exporter. So our market share in the international market is shrinking. So Dangote actually came at the right time. Because without Dangote, Nigeria may find it difficult to sell their crude oil. Because our international market is shrinking. It's projected that more vehicles would go for electric vehicles. So petrol sales is predicted to decline in the future. So people are no longer interested in investing for tomorrow's supply. That is why Share, Mobi are selling their onshore assets, moving offshore. They are reducing their portfolio holdings in Nigeria because the international market is shrinking. Those that would have bought, most Ghana used to buy our oil. So the Ghana is already producing. Cote d'Ivoire is producing. 2 years ago, they were not producing. So oil is being discovered in larger volumes in areas that would have been buying our. China is gradually discovering alternative to petrol. China is leading electric vehicle exporter in the world today, meaning that gradually China is declining in their petrol demand. Not before, China was net importer, US was net importer. These are the two biggest economy. Of these two now, US is net exporter. US do not import again. That is minus from the international market size.
No, they are still net importer.
Check it. US is the largest producer of
No,
crude
no,
today.
they consume, the US consumes 19 million barrels of crude oil daily.
Okay.
They,
So no, no,
they
okay.
produce, yes, they are
Okay,
still net
about 30.
importer, yeah.
Okay. Now, if you look at it, before they were importing more than they're importing now because they discovered what they call shale oil, CHA. A
Shale,
new one.
shale.
Yes. When they discovered that, there's a terminated contract with Nigeria. They stopped importing Nigerian crude oil. That's they used to replace Nigerian quota.
And the
So that
reason
is
they
why
did that, the,
That's why Mobi is selling their asset to Seplat because Mobi exports Nigerian crude oil into US market.
yeah, there's a reason for that. I don't know if you can corroborate this.
Okay, go ahead.
It says 60%. America has about 142 refineries.
Good,
60 to 70% of them were refineries that were built to process heavy crude oil.
good,
And so now America is drilling and export and getting crude oil, but it's light crude oil.
good.
So
That's
what they
funny.
do
Funny
is
light.
they sell the light crude oil. We also have light crude oil, so they are a competition for us. So
Okay,
before now, they were not getting the light crude oil. So
okay,
the likes of all their Chevron and co would take our light crude oil to America to go and refine. But now
okay,
that they are now also drilling light crude, they are also now in the international market competing
okay.
with the buyers for us. So now they are
So
importing heavy crude to
that's
refine.
that actually that means in technical they're actually doing swamping. They're actually swapping. So they're not
Yes,
actually a
they're
net
doing
importer.
swapping, yes.
So
Which
they're
is
not
what
actually
Kaduna Refinery also does.
yes,
Kaduna Refinery is also built for heavy crude.
which means they're not actually a net importer per se because they're actually swapping
No,
what they
they're
have.
net importer because total production of crude oil on a daily basis in America maximum was 16, 17 million
Okay.
barrels.
I don't actually have those details. No, I've
Yes,
got
I could actually pull them up now online. There's a site that does gives those
okay.
statistics.
I
So
got it.
what they do is they augment it with about 2 to 3 million barrels that they import. So they are still a net importer.
Okay.
They can be a net exporter, but that's in the long run. It's just that their consumption daily is very, very high. So they
Okay.
still need to augment it. So in overall, they are still a net importer. But
Yes, even
here's my this thing with this whole Dangote refinery thing, right? You said something now about Dangote may be enjoying a monopoly right now, but that in the long run, when the likes of Bois Refinery and Walter Smith
Smith
Refinery and
others.
Edo Refinery, when they come on stream, that
Mm,
the monopoly will no longer be there.
yes.
And then you said something that Bois could buy Port Harcourt Refinery, Rain Oil can buy Warri Refinery and all that. And I raised
Yes.
the concern that that will be selling our government infrastructure to private hands. And then you
It's
say
not.
government has no business you practically say government has no business in business, right?
eh,
But I disagree.
hold on. Let me explain. Let me go to economics. We have four factors of production: enterprise, entrepreneur, capital, labor, and land. Government can provide land only. Capital and enterprise should go to the private sector. People are the labor. That's the way we have a functional enterprise. Once government puts capital, of course, no government has lacks every government lacks entrepreneur. Government once government brings capital, is recipe for corruption. Once government brings capital for any business, that is
No, no,
recipe
no, no, no,
for
Pascal. I don't know if I agree
okay,
with
hold
you.
on, hold on. Let me give you. Let's go back to facts and Ajokuta dead on arrival. Ascon dead on arrival. Nigerian Railway Corporation dead on arrival. NEPA dead on arrival. NITE dead on arrival. Nigerian Airways dead on arrival. Refinery for the past 20 years zero production. These are all government enterprises. So which other proof are you looking for?
Okay.
Is better
In
and
in
coming
hold
and
on,
come
hold
it's
on,
better
Pascal.
and
Before
come
you
let me
continue,
okay
Pascal, 1 minute.
okay okay
You mentioned all of these things now, dead on arrival in Nigeria.
yes.
They are not dead on arrival in Russia. They are
Russia
not
is
dead on arrival
and
in
coming.
China.
See what you don't understand. China, US are not democratic entities. US is a multinational. Go and look at their constitution. The men, go and watch the movie. The men who built America. America was built by corporations. America started as a corporation before they started running like America is not a country. The leaders are not decided by popular vote. They have a electoral college, which the elite choose after interviewing the candidate, choose who become the president. It's like a multinational. CEO of a company, not by election.
No, no, but what I was driving at, America is not even in the picture of what I was driving at, because
Russia
America
the same thing.
designed.
Become Putin will not be there for 20 years if Russia is the democracy. This is the democracy. Putin will not be there for 20 years.
But
China, okay,
Russia has government-owned
that's why I'm saying
organization
now, you
that
can't
are
run
functional and
you can't run
working very, very well.
see what you don't understand. You can't run a democracy and say you want to go into business. In a democracy, you don't necessarily have the best as your leaders. Nigeria is running a republic, a democracy. So our government under this structure has no business with business. If Nigeria is running a monarchy like Saudi Arabia, we can go into a business and it will be successful. That's what I'm saying. Russia is not a democracy. Russia is not a republic. Russia can run a
Brazil
business.
is a democracy. Brazil
Go
has
ahead.
Petrobras, and Petrobras is doing
So
very well.
go and go and look at their constitution. Constitution tells you deeper picture about the country. Go and look at their constitution. So,
Okay,
so
so the problem is our constitution. If you say that,
yes,
then I
yes,
can
no.
agree.
Our
What I
constitution.
don't want to agree with is that I don't
Not
like this idea
okay. Now,
that
let me break it down for you. Let me break it down for you. In the private sector, you have a PLC, you have limited liability company, you have one man business. There's some business you want to do. Your structure determines how far you can go. First Bank, Zenith Bank, Access are the major banks because they are PLCs. If they are one man company, they will not be as big as they are today. So your structure, it has impact on your business. Nigerian government is a constitutional entity. Virtue of our constitution, our government cannot run enterprises because of the way our government is constituted. The best does not emerge as our president. Therefore, nothing good can come out of it. Because of our constitution. You can't have P2B, Tinubu, and the Atiku in China, and Tinubu will emerge. It's not going to happen. It's not possible. So that's the problem. So our constitution gives birth to mediocre in politics, in government. So nothing good can come out of them. How can Tinubu be running a government? No database of citizens. He's not even sure that we are 200 million. There's no proof. Just assuming. He doesn't know how many children out of school. Tinubu is launching scholarship for students. No database to know how many there are too. There's no budget. Just gamble. So after some time now, they say the money has finished. The rest, you're now on your own. See how we operate. There's no chief economist in his cabinet. For every policy of government, there should be an economic analysis of it, the impact. No, nothing, no study. He won an election, like Professor just said. He opened his mouth, all subsidy gone. There's no study. You can't tell that in a multinational. Elon Musk will not wake up and tell his workers subsidy gone without a proper study. How it impact on his revenue and cannot just try it. People has been doing trial and error, cut and nail policy, trial and error. Tomorrow subsidy is gone. Tomorrow subsidy is back through the back door. That's not how to. There's no empirical study that guides its policies. So the way our government is constituted, I don't see why we should be arguing resource control by now. Because that's what leaders we have. Which serious senate will approve 150 million for presidential jet? It can't happen in a multinational. No multinational will be running laws. If Nigerian financial book is a private company, nobody will approve jet of 150 million. If Nigeria is a multinational, nobody will buy jet at looking at our financial book as it is today with our debt profile. So see what I'm talking about. That's why nothing good come out of our government. Look at the person in NNPC. Is he actually competent? Is he an engineer? He's supposed to be a petroleum engineer.
I wonder
So,
what he's still doing there, Seth.
but they're keeping him there. Politics, corruption. How can you be a petroleum engineer? The minimum PhD petroleum engineer is minimum person to occupy NNPC CEO. Minimum should be that. Either a chemical engineer or petroleum engineer or a mechanical engineer. Either of these three should be the group GMD of NNPC. So we're not a serious country.
Okay, okay. Pascal, the reason why we are not a serious country, right, is because of the crop of leaders that we have.
Yes,
I
which is a
want to
product of
put it
our
to
corruption.
you. I want to
Which
put
is
it
a
to you
product
that
of our
if
corruption.
we had leaders that were patriotic, leaders who were not dual citizenship, who were not dual citizens of Nigeria and another country at the same time, because people like Tinubu, from the records that we have seen, that they have dual citizenship. If we had leaders who had the interest of Nigeria at heart, they will put laws in place and they will run this country like an enterprise, and it will be possible for government to run an organization like NNPC, the refineries, and it will be productive, yes or no?
Yes. Let's go back to the history basics. 1914, NATO sat in Berlin and said, let's put an entity in West Africa called Nigeria. They brought the northern potato and northern potato and southern potato and merged them together and called it Nigeria. Appointed Lord who took charge. When we protested, they find a way to leave it as a proxy. What did they do? They set up a structure that gives them backdoor access and backdoor control. That structure took effect in 1960 under so-called independence. Attempt to change that structure in 1966 was aborted by NATO. Trying to resist that structure led to Nigerian Civil War. In 1983, attempt to make a change resulted in a coup. That coup, Bangla survived because he gave them what they want. Structural adjustment program. You see the history. If he didn't accept, he was able to last 8 years because he danced to their tune. When they saw that Bangla is no longer popular, they gave us a temporary break. Shoyenko, stay there. Let's think of how to maneuver this problem. While Senegal was there, they find a good candidate in Abacha. Abacha took over. When Abacha became stubborn, trying to change in Nigeria in our favor, what happened? He was out. They now brought their former ally, Obasanjo, come and take over. So you see the history. So it's in 2015, they saw that Jonathan is not giving them what they want. They have to bring in Boko Haram, CIA. They brought Boko
And
Haram,
the Chibok girls.
Chibok girls, sponsored by them. They took him out. Nigeria has now said, enough is enough. We must choose our leader. I went to the poll to vote to choose my best leader in 2023. What happened? They told INEC chairman, lead the election, nothing will happen. If INEC chairman knows that he will forfeit his asset overseas, he will lose his visa to America. I don't think he would have done whatever he did. He was assured nothing will happen. Rewrite the results, declare Tinubu the winner. 2 days ago, Biden called Tinubu. What do you think he called him to do? I don't want to say someone now. So you see that we have been running a template from 1940 to date that we're not even in control. So how are we sure that Mobi don't have license to mine and oil for the next 100 years? How are we sure?
Okay, but whatever, it's just like the Shah of Iran, Mossadegh, or whatever his name was, when he took over and he was dancing to the tune of America, and then
Yes,
the people rose up against him. That's why you had this Khamenei that came up
good,
at that time, right?
good.
So it is possible, because if you look at what happened in Iran and you compare it to what this um, the confessions of an economic hitman, if you compare
Yes.
it to what the confession of that man said, John Perkins, if you
Yes.
compare to what he said, he actually gave a solution, and the solution actually had to do with the people power in all of these things that you mentioned. Yes, the NATO, the IMF, the World Bank, the CIA, and all that, they have their external controls, right?
Yes.
But they
Yes.
also understand that it is dependent on the buy-in and the popularity of the people. So if we have all of these, the external people coming to interfere in our activities, meddle in our economy, in our government, just so that they can put people in place that will ensure that they continue to get access to our resources, does that justify saying that it is bad for government to own and run critical sensitive infrastructure when we have countries like China, India, Saudi Arabia, Brazil, Russia? We have countries where government actually run those critical infrastructures and they work. And then we now come and say, because it's corruption. If we can get corruption out of the way, can't we get
Cor-
leaders
cor-
that will make these things run work?
Corruption is a product of structure. In 2005, Share Nigeria launched what is called SAP. It's a software
Yeah,
that is an
financial HR
enterprise software.
software.
No, not HR, it's an enterprise software. That software tracks every operations and link it to the books. With that, from tendering, issue of award contract, vendor delivery, invoicing to payment, it tracks everything down to budgeting and payment and certificate of job delivered. It tracks it end to end. MD with a mouse can see the on his screen total contract awarded, amount of vendors paid. That in SAP eliminates corruption in share. Share is bigger than Nigeria. Share is in over 80 countries. They have a system that makes corruption almost impossible. Nigeria has none of such system. Ideally, Tinubu is supposed to open his laptop, go to a portal, he will see all the statistics and the financial position. Tinubu should go to Ministry of Education, he will see all the federal universities, student per campus, total school fees they paid. So that when you bring budget for education, you can go and compare what is coming as fees versus what I should approve for capital. There's
Allocation.
no such data. So our government runs blindly without data on the table. So that's a problem.
And
Constitution has not sustained that today.
because of the people in government, why
No, it's
can't
the
we?
no, it's the structure now. Go and look at the 1999 constitution. Who wrote the constitution? Not us. Who wrote the one before it? The colonial
if
master.
if it's not us, then who wrote it? Because I know there
Because
was a 54-man
that that,
committee.
that that's who appointed them under a military rule. Who was in charge of the military rule?
But if you say that, I know that the American Constitution was written in 1782 or 83 or
by
84
by businessmen.
by 50 people. Yes,
Those
50
those
people.
people,
And
those
even
people
as at the time when the American Constitution was written, California, Texas, Nevada, they were not part of America at the time.
now the people that wrote those constitutions were Americans, resident in America, with
Yes.
interest in America as citizens. Prior to 1960, people that wrote our constitution are the colonial, mam- mam-
No,
the
no, no.
colonial.
But it was still our people. It was still them. Awolowo them that wrote the
Let,
54, the 57 Constitution. They were written by us, although we still had the European governor generals.
that
But
is
it
it.
was basically us that wrote it.
They're just they are part of the committee member. The philosophy behind that constitution was colonial master. The philosophy was colonial master. In 1966, They, they saw the reason to make a change. Resisting that change led to civil war. Ochuku wanted to separate Nigeria so that Christians in the south can move ahead. Fulanis can continue. NATO, UK said no. That resistance from UK led. It told Abubakar Tafawa to there's an agreement, Abure Accord. It told them to abandon that accord. That war led to civil war. So try to protect British interests. Nigeria has to fight a war for 3 years, killing over 1 million. 1999 constitution was imposed by the military rule. Military rule was a plus because for military rule to survive, NATO has to give it a nod. Otherwise, they will declare it. What do you call it? They declare it an illegal government. There was no sanction against Abacha. There was no sanction against Babangida. That's why Babangida survived 8 years. If Babangida was not working for their interests, what happened to Gaddafi would have happened to him. Gaddafi decided to work for his people. What happened? They took him out. Saddam Hussein decided to work for his people. What happened? They
They
declared
took
that he
him
has
out.
people of. They took him out. So anytime if Tinubu say you want to work for Nigeria now, you will fell out with them. Tinubu working for them means that Tinubu has to find a way to take control of our oil resources. More be share, Ajip will not be happy because Ajip is an extension of Italian government. Total is an extension of French
French government.
government. American government has interest in ExxonMobil and Chevron. It's a known fact. So Tinubu tried to work for interest of Nigeria, try to naturalize our oil assets. What happened to Zimbabwe? Oil farm is to Zimbabwe what oil well is to Nigerian economy. When Mugabe naturalized Zimbabwean lands, agricultural land,
Agric
what happened?
farms.
They imposed sanction on him, crippled the economy of Zimbabwe, crashed their currency. To see how these people operate. First, they will start blackmailing our president. They will seize his asset overseas. That's enough to make him to work for their interest. So you see that that's why they will choose a leader who has skeleton in his
In
cupboard.
its cupboard.
They can use it. That's why P2B is too clean for him to allow P2B to enter there. P2B is too clean. Nothing to hold against him. So you see why our problem is too much. You see our problem is very, very complex.
But we have a responsibility. We have a responsibility to organize and educate the people to see these things because there's a power that the people have in all of this influence of these external forces. If the Nigerian population are aware, they know what is going on, they can rise to the defense of their leaders. So I would have expected that a Tinubu would have come out clean and say, okay, oh, I used to be a drug dealer. I have dual citizenship. I have social security number because all the university degree that he said he had the record showed that he had a US social security number. And you don't get a US social security number unless you are a citizen. So if he's a citizen and he has a US social security number, that means he has dual citizenship. So these are things they can use to hold against him. In fact, when he won, Bloomberg released information about the house that was sold to Sheyi Tinubu that was formerly seized by the EFCC from
Okay.
Diziani and her allies.
Yes.
All those were warning shots to push or knock Tinubu in line. But I would have expected that he would have come out clean and say, okay, I wanted to be president. Now I am president. I'm already a billionaire, even in dollars. Let me work for my people. These are my skeletons, Nigeria. But this is what the US-led West want to do to you. I am willing to work on your behalf, but I will need your protection. I will need us to work together so that we can kick out these external interests, these foreign powers. Couldn't he have done that?
Well, he can't give what he does not have. One, looking at his age, He cannot envisage and build a Nigeria he will not be there to enjoy.
Nobody has
He need
already
that.
enjoyed Nigeria. Which Nigeria
I
does he
said
want to enjoy
no,
again?
no, he cannot build a new
Tinubu
Nigeria.
has already enjoyed Nigeria. What does Tinubu want to enjoy again?
And coming. His desire is to become president. His presidency is his retirement package. He want to retire. So he want to retire from Aso Rock. Add it to his CV before you go and meet his before you go back to his grave.
And he
At
can
his
add
age,
it now.
at his age, he cannot envisage, he cannot express a vision and bring that vision to reality. At age 7, his brain cannot think again, meditate and think about because for you to deliver physically, you must have it in your mindset. He has no vision. Remember, before he won, the a lady, one position from APC asked him, what does he have for the North? He said he has no plan for the North. So nothing is his head. Tinubu is not seeing a better Nigeria. He has to see a better Nigeria. Have a passion for a better Nigeria before he can start working. So the ingredient to move Nigeria forward is lacking in him. He may be worrying about old age problems, sugar problem, high BP problem. These are priority cases for him, not how to fix Nigerian problem. Has he gone? Tinubu should be going around to have town hall meeting. He has spent over 18 months in office. He to have visited at least 18 states by now. And he has not done anyone. He does not even have a town hall meeting with anybody. There's no competition with the masses. He doesn't have that strength.
Even if it's just a common town hall that is different
He
from Bala Blue.
doesn't have the strength. You don't know how they prepare him to be able to make a speech. You don't know what the doctors pump into him to make him speak, read out a message for the. You don't know. We don't know what he goes through before making those proper cards that is even properly edited, not even live. So we don't know.
Somebody actually said, I don't know how true that is, that this is orderly, this ADC behind him. You know, this is the first time we're seeing an ADC to a president, a Nigerian president that is always carrying that brown bag.
That's
Somebody actually said that it was steroids that was in it.
it's possible. It maybe it's phase 8. It's possible. So this is the problem.
Okay, so let's come back to this Dangote refinery thing and how fuel can reduce in Nigeria. The um, oil marketers have said that Dangote refinery is not transparent.
Yes.
Every private corporation has what they call manufacturer suggested retail price.
Okay.
What stops Dangote from coming out if Dangote has the interest of Nigeria at heart? What stops Dangote from coming out to say this is my manufacturer suggested retail price? What stops Dangote from coming to the oil marketers, the petrol station owners to say this is our own, you can buy directly from us? Even though Dangote went on air to lie, we don't know who is lying now though, because Dangote said that the oil marketers are not coming. Today, the oil marketers are saying that it is Dangote that did not come to them. Even when they went to Dangote, Dangote did not give them audience. Dangote does not want to sell to them directly. He's selling to them through NNPC, right? So what stops Dangote from being transparent? It's a private business, and the PIA already establishes a deregulated oil and gas sector. What stops Dangote from coming out clean to Nigerians and say, this is my price?
Okay. If Dangote is buying petrol at international market rate, let's say $82 per barrel, it's not going to be cheaper because he has credit to service plus margin. If that credit is 20%, that 20% is like the transit cost from foreign refinery back to Nigeria. So the only way you can have cheaper price is through competition, or if government is giving him cheaper than $82 per barrel.
Let me
I
give
don't
you
think I don't
let
think Nigeria is giving him crude oil at below international market price.
I will
I
give
don't
you
think.
2 points that I will use to disagree with you, sir.
Okay, go ahead.
The first one, Dangote's net worth just rose from $12 billion to $27 billion in 1 month.
Good.
1 month.
It's based on assets. It's
Based on
assets, not
asset,
cash.
and the big contribution to it was his refinery asset. So,
Yes.
which means that the whole question of he got loan and all that, what we know from some research that I found is that the bulk of the funding it got was equity funding. It's just a very small portion of it that is loan, and the interest of that even has moratorium of 5 years or so, that according to what I gathered, right? So the question of interest does not come in, and this is an investment that is supposed to spread over a long period, so it's not going to recoup all the money in one day.
I, it would be good if you can share your source of fact, because last time I checked, even the former CBN governor said is not equity. It's only, I think only Femi Otodora that put in equity along with him. Bulk of the
So
money is
what
from
stops
loan.
Dangote from coming out open? It's a
Yeah,
private
yeah, yeah.
company.
No, he has already said that already now. He said it already now that he took loan. What he didn't say is that figure, but he can find it online.
Who are
It's available.
Dangote Refinery shareholders?
I know about two, him and the Femi. I don't know others. There are two that I know.
What
Femi
is the
Otodora.
percentage that he owns?
It has not been. It's not yet a public company. So until they go PLC, you won't know. As a limited liability, so probably before he can't go public when he has equity. So he has loans to clear. It's probably after clearing those loans, he can now go to list the to go, yeah. He can start to go, yeah.
Pascal, I
Incorporating.
run a couple of private companies,
Okay.
right? Private companies. And sometimes I bid for government jobs. I
Okay.
know that there are sites you go to and you will get the CAC details of your company. All your shareholders and their percentage is there, even
Okay.
though I am a private company.
Okay.
So nothing stops Dangote Refinery, if he wants to be transparent and prove to Nigerians that he really has the interest of Nigerians at hand. That, okay, fine, no, this is Dangote Refinery.
It's not actually his business. It's the business of government to have the interest of Nigerians at heart and put Nigerians interest. Not Dangote. Dangote is not the government.
No, but he's pretending,
I
he's
don't
getting people to drive that narrative that he's doing
know.
Nigeria a favor. He's
He's
a
doing Nigeria.
messiah, he's this.
He's doing Nigeria a favor because he has reduced our cost. That's the component there. Because he has brought our cost down. Price may still be.
How? When right now the independent marketers are saying, they said today now that it is cheaper to
That
import petrol into
is,
Nigeria than to buy from Dangote.
is cheaper in terms of price. Sorry, it's more expensive in Dangote fuel in terms of price per liter at the pump price is high, but the opportunity cost has come down because Nigeria is no longer importing fuel.
The opportunity cost you are talking about now is bringing about hardship for 200 million
It's not
Nigerians.
wait. Economy does not operate in isolation. Look at the FS. Without Dangote Refinery, dollar may be 2.5 by now.
But it is 1,720, 1,730. Is
I
that
say that
still palatable?
it will have reached to what does that say better than 2005 to choose one.
No, but I
If
don't
you choose
understand. When that before Dangote Refinery came on stream, it was 1,003, 1,004.
I said
Maximum
I
1,005.
said
Now Dangote
without
Refinery comes on stream and then
it's
it's 1,007. And then
you
you
I
say
say
we are getting benefits
suppose
from him.
I'm coming. Supposing it could have reached 2005 if you're importing fuel. Now it has 17 because fuel component has been taken away from the FS pressure. So do you want to buy dollars at 2005? It has once if you watch the when Tinubu came on board, he jumped. Look at the jump. If you look at the graph, since then to take him on stream, it has been a little bit steady. No longer the peak is now a little bit flat. Look at the graph. Gradually, it can start coming down. It can start coming down. But supposing it has reached 2005 because we're importing.
But
Now,
you see,
hold
yeah,
on. Now, there's no scarcity. It's
of
available now.
fuel,
I don't know about Lagos. Where I am now, there's no scarcity.
there is scarcity of fuel in Abuja.
Okay. Maybe so. Okay.
Heavy scarcity.
How come? Okay.
Yesterday, I went to, no, on Tuesday, I went to Kefi, right? I went to Kefi. I live around Jabi. So
Okay.
I went to Kefi. We needed to go and buy something from Kefi.
Okay.
And most of the filling station in town did not have fuel.
I
Those
see.
who had, the queue was very long. So
Okay.
I decided that, okay, maybe on the road, I will get fuel to buy. Even if it's 1,100, 1,200, I was ready to buy. But I just didn't want to queue because I was strong for time. Do you know
Okay.
I drove all through up to about a place called One Man Village. All the
Okay.
filling station did not have fuel.
I see.
So there's fuel scarcity in Abuja as I speak to you
Okay.
right now. Most of
Okay.
the filling stations don't have. And even those that have, if you go to any of the NNPCs, even most stations now, like NIPCO and NNPC, they appear to be selling cheaper than the others. You see a long queues.
Uh, TUC, NLC can call for a discussion with NNPC and the Dangote Refinery and see if the price can come down. So we need to get ourselves, we need to get ourselves organized. But then they go into that negotiation. Dangote will not open up. Dangote will not go and open up in the media. I believe that when Labour Congress goes to discuss with him and NNPC, the data will be on the table. Probably on that meeting, NNPC will now decide to sell to him crude cheaper. Because NNPC cannot sell crude to him higher and expect it to be cheaper at the pump price. It's possible that NNPC is putting their commission on the crude. If you remember, NNPC insisted that they will have an office in Dangote Refinery.
Yes, to monitor what they are doing.
Later, NNPC said they're no longer interested.
No, but it was Dangote that said that they don't want it. Because Dangote, when they came out to say this is what Dangote Refinery sold for to us, Dangote Refinery did a counter publication release to say no, that what NNPC said was a lie, practically
Eh,
rubbishing the NNPC.
which is the truth. NNPC owes Nigeria explanation, not Dangote. Dangote is a private entity. He has his own obligations.
Is it not? Is it not a better alternative for us to get our refineries working?
It's not possible because our refineries are dead and currently a liability.
I disagree.
Yeah,
Why? They are just about 60 years old.
I'm an engineer. It's obsolete. You can't put, no matter how you pan a bit 504, 504.
No, but the
I'm coming.
refineries,
I'm coming.
most
The
refineries
science,
in Texas are up to 200 years old and they are still running.
the that, that, that what is only use is the land, not the instrumentation, not the hardwares. So the refinery is telling me is not mean that the boilers is 20 years. No, they can remove a boiler unit and put a new one. They can do a turnaround. They can remove and put a total new one on the same land. That's how it operates. Just like I don't know if I can give you an example now. Just like the Nigerian Railway. Yes, between Ibadan and Lagos, they removed the old rail and did a heavy gauge today on the same corridor, the same route. So you can't say that in the last Jonathan built a brand new railway line between Ibadan and Lagos, and between Abuja and Kaduna. That's the existing route. You remove the old infrastructure and put in a new one. So in finally, they can gradually remove the units and bring in brand new units gradually. Over time, you update the technology of the refinery. Last time I went to Warri Refinery, that was over 10 years ago. Nothing new has been added to that refinery to date. It's obsolete. The boilers, the controller, the distributors are all obsolete. You can't even operate them today.
Okay, so if what
Even
you're
even
saying is,
even getting the parts to maintain it no longer available. How can you run a system you cannot maintain? The parts are no longer available. They are obsolete. The company that produce the parts are no longer in business. So how can you function? How? You can't function now because the finance are built. They are tailor-made. They are built to fit Nigerian crude. So what is there may not be available in any other refinery anywhere in the world. Because our refinery, our crude has a peculiar chemical. The structure is chemical. A peculiar chemical. Bonnet light is bonnet light. So if you build a refinery to refine bonnet light, it is built for Nigerian purpose and guarantees for a period. Right now, it's under out of warranty and guarantee. So how do you get these papers? Government is just corrupt by saying turn around. No matter how you pan a bit 504, it cannot be like 2029, 2022 Camry. It's not possible because the AC, the engine, the steering are all obsolete. There's no way you can maintain 504 to drive smoothly like 2019 Toyota Camry. It's not possible. The same thing with a refinery. Just like your PC. If you bring your a computer of 10 years ago, it can't perform like the laptop you're using today. It's not possible. So no matter how you maintain that computer, put it on internet. It can't run smoothly like it's running now. So that's how technology behaves. Even your phone, if you bring that to your BlackBerry today, go to use BlackBerry to do WhatsApp, it can't support it. The memory is maybe just 12 gig. Today your phone is about 250 gig. BlackBerry memory size is not up to 25 gig. So you can't even run some apps on your BlackBerry board today. So no matter how you penetrate a BlackBerry board, it's not going to be functional as of today. That we are doing the current softwares on Play Store. BlackBerry cannot run those applications. So the same thing with a refinery.
Okay, so what stops us, because we have every year we graduate um, petroleum engineers, petrochemical engineers, mechanical engineers, um, electrical engineers. We graduate all metallurgical and material engineers, civil engineers. We graduate chemistry students. We graduate them every year. And we have artisanal refineries that are set up by indigenes. Yes, you say they are not built to standard, there are hazards, there are risks, right? But then we have our government shut down these artisanal refineries. If we combined our graduates with the artisans that build these artisanal refineries, can't we standardize these artisanal refineries in such a way that we actually build our own refineries ourselves to our standard?
In business, you have entrepreneur, capital, land. All these people you mentioned comes under level. They're not the showmakers in the business. The owners of the refinery, which is the business part of it, is where the problem is. You might have a skilled engineer. He doesn't have any business idea. His job is just to carry screwdriver and fix bolt and nut. Those ones can be outsourced. You can hire Indians to fix our refinery and go back. Running it is the problem. If you
The
go to
people who run those artisanal refineries, can't they be
yeah,
trained to run?
government, that's what I'm saying now. Government is not encouraging them. Government policy,
So we should blame the government then.
government is the problem. That's what I'm saying now. Government is not encouraging them. Government can say, I will license you, operate under certain conditions. If you don't meet it, I will shut you down. When you shut A and B down, C and D will sit up. Government policy is anti them. We can wake up and destroy most of them in Port Harcourt. And remember, I will never say it when it happen. So government policy, any business government does not support, that business cannot thrive. It becomes a criminal venture. They will go against you. They will clamp you down. And no business operating underground in fear can grow. It can't upgrade just business knowing that they can come and shut you down any day. You will manage it to operate until because you can't be pumping money in the business that you want they want they wake up for money. They will clamp it down. Nobody two business cannot nurture to grow. So if government has a policy, license those refineries and give them tests and condition, environmental impact analysis, requirement they should meet. Those who meet it will operate, those who don't meet it will shut down. Before you know it, people will go overseas to learn how to run a refinery and come back and do one. So government policy drives behavior. That's why I said. That's why I said that everything starts and ends from Tinubu. Government drives economic behavior in any society. Your president has he run any successful business and you think a refinery will work? Which business has he run successfully and made a profit? Which business? And you think that a business that is a minister will survive? All the people in NNPC, each of them has run a successful business, declaring profit. Somebody who has not made his profit for himself, you think that you make NNPC a profitable venture? How is it possible? You can't give what you don't have. You cannot. Kiari, has he run any private business before becoming an NNPC CEO? Has he gone to any business school? What is his career? Look at his CV. What does he have there to be a CEO of a multi-billion naira entity? That's our problem. We keep putting square peg on round holes and expect them to do magic. That's our problem. Somebody
Okay,
from
so
ExxonMobil,
it is clear to Nigerians.
a director from ExxonMobil, share Ajib should be running NNPC with 20 years track record, successful executive director level. That's what they
No,
should push them.
but we had that in Ibe Kachiku.
It didn't last. That's what he could see the changes he made, and he blew the whistle, and they took him out. And they not learn the lesson. Never bring somebody like that into the system. They say Buhari took him out immediately. because he blew the whistle. Because in Mobi is used to crop free environment. So when he saw corruption, he blew the whistle. What happened? Did they survive? No. Tribu did a cabinet reshuffle. The only minister who blew whistle was removed. Minister for women
Yes.
affairs.
Yeah.
So Tribu cannot give what somebody who has scandals cannot fight corruption in Nigeria. He can't give what you don't have.
Yeah, she was removed because she blew whistle.
That's it. So Igbe Kachuku didn't last. And others learned lesson. Never to blow whistle. For to last, don't ever blow whistle. Otherwise you are
That
gone.
is why Henneken is not doing anything now.
If he blows
And
whistle now, he's gone. They will take him out. In power, Nnaji blew whistle. Did they last? They took him out.
so it is clear to Nigerians that we can actually have our own refineries built within Nigeria here by Nigerians,
Or
right?
if a flow
If we
station,
had if we had a responsible government.
refinery, a flow station, Bonny terminal, LNG is more complex than any of the refinery in Nigeria. Share has over 100 flow stations. It's more complex. They're all run by Nigerians. I was part of the crew members then. So nothing in the refinery. The problem is enterprise part of it is the problem. Government is the entrepreneur, and that's the problem.
No, no, no. I don't want you to say government is the entrepreneur, and that's the problem. You will say that corrupt people in government are the entrepreneur. Because if we have the right persons in government, then they will run it well.
Even if you have the right people there and your constitution is faulty, they won't last.
No, but there is no constitution that says that a government official. I have worked with some government people.
Let
In
me tell you
fact,
let me tell you how it starts. Our constitution says revenue allocation. That is the root of our corruption. If it says revenue contribution, corruption will disappear. When I was in the private sector, I was a sales manager. My target is to bring revenue to the table. There's no way I can steal money when I think of how to bring money to the table. But if my job is to participate in sharing money, my brains will shut down. I'll stop thinking. I will fortify how to steal money. Governors don't think of how to bring money to the table. They think of how to go and share. And any money you cannot make, you can't be prudent in managing it. That's our root cause of our corruption. If Nigeria is saying revenue contribution, state generate,
contribute.
contribute. The more you contribute, the more you get federal infrastructure. Governors will be boasting and contributing more. And try to contribute. Nobody will be stealing. Anytime there is stealing, is in sharing, in contribution. Nobody steals. When you say people come let us build a house, in that process there's no room for contribution for you to steal, because you are donating to the center to build. But anytime you are going to share, you share from the central purse. That is room for corruption. If every governor is thinking of how to generate revenue and pay his workers, take care of his overhead, contribute to the center, corruption will disappear. Because president will now be interested in because if the people is waiting for them to give to him, he will be interested in how they make money to make sure that they're not shortchanging him. That's where EFCC will start working. If it's contribution, EFCC will now go to the state to make sure that governors are not shortchanging the center. You see how it works? If every governor is contributing to the center, EFCC will make sure that governors are not taking what's supposed to bring. That part is supposed to go to all the EFCC will make sure that governors are not cheating Abuja. That is fairly shared, because we are doing revenue allocation. EFCC is not interested in what happens in the state, because the money is shared in Abuja. So the structure determines how everything functions. In the bank, a bank manager is accountable to the shareholders and depositors. If he does not manage the bank well, depositors will stop bringing money into the savings account. If he does not make profit for the shareholders. At the next AGM, they will fire him. So the MD of a bank has three bosses: CBN, depositors, and shareholders. So he's being held accountable. CBN goes in to look at his books. He said he's being held accountable. At the end of the financial year, shareholders will look at the books and hold him accountable. Depositors, depending on customer service, any bank where there's corruption, customer service will drop. Once customer service drops, depositors will flee with their funds. So a bank CEO is being forced to be accountable. He will not put in softwares to drive an efficient system. In Nigerian government, nobody holds each other accountable. Our legislators are supposed to hold the executive accountable. Unfortunately, the voters pay least attention to who is their senator or rep. If everybody is like, if we have more of Senator Abalibe and this guy from Delta North, what's his name?
Is he the
This one,
husband of this
yes,
lady?
yes.
What's
We
his
have
name now?
if even
Uh,
Adams. These are three that are standing now. Oshimole, Adams Oshimole, the one from Abia and the one from Delta North.
Ned Woko. Yeah.
And the former NTA director, Bruce. If you have
Bruce
such
is no longer there now.
you only want to tell if you have such caliber of people in the Senate, Buhari Tinubu will sit up.
No, but with Adam Soshomole, with Abari B, with Ned Woko, why is Tinubu not sitting up?
They are minority. When they make after making their noise, majority will vote against them. Those who are for say aye, majority will say aye, and they will overrule them. After speaking all the grammar, Ababe will say those for aye will be more than so because of that grammar, yes, in grammar.
Nigeria, we hail thee.
Because the
Let's let's
Ababe,
let's let's
Ababe that is the leader is even incompetent. So what else do you expect? So after moving a good motion, Ababe will find a way to frustrate it because he has an ulterior motive. Instead of him to buy into your good idea, he will use those who in support to raise their hands. And for majority who are fools will raise their hands. That's the end. So that's why we're having a problem. If you watch, Saraki held Buhari accountable.
yes.
That's why since that time they make sure that we don't want under Saraki. They make sure that under Saraki doesn't emerge. So the APC made sure that Tinubu man is the Senate president.
Let's digress a little. We'll come back to this oil and gas thing, but let's digress a little. And it's about this report that I saw that this Obono guy, there's an Obono guy that was interviewed on Arise TV that was talking about the forensics they did on the Edo election and how they saw that even the certified true copy of Form EC8A and Form EC8B that was issued by INEC contained falsified signatures and falsified figure that were different from what was uploaded to INEC's IREV.
It's possible.
And then the young man made this presentation and then he said something. He said even the political parties have become so lazy and complacent. All they're just interested in, they just run election, and when election is done, they complain and scream that, oh, they've been rigged out. Sometimes they manage to go to the court. They don't even have good documents or evidence to present in court. At the end of the day, they say, oh, we have been rigged out. But he said that they are going to take this case further. Don't you think that this is what Nigerians should be doing so that we can have credible leaders? Credible leaders. Nigerians need to take this responsibility on and say, it's not just election day. Every activity that builds up until the election day, every activity that happens on the election day and after, we should take them seriously. Don't you think we should be doing that?
90% of Nigerians are besieged with daily survival issues. Most 90% cannot think about Nigerians' problems. I can do it because I'm not on anybody's payroll. If I think of how to join Starbucks 6 a.m., I will not be look at 10:30 talking about Nigeria. I won't have time for this for to be on this platform. So many Nigerians are privileged to be like me and you, who have the time to think about Nigerian problem. That's our problem. A man in Oshodi market is thinking of probably just dropping his a trader he's just going to bed now. His total income today is 2005. He has school fees to pay. He doesn't have time to think about Nigerian problems. That's our problem. So these people have weaponized poverty. That 90% of Nigerians another platform. I know that they have really weaponized poverty. That even when you bring solutions, people are no longer
Interested.
in even looking at the solution you are bringing to them. In another platform, WhatsApp platform I belong to, old school, but they will argue that our problem is corruption. I said our problem is not corruption. Corruption is a symptom of a root
Thank
problem.
you, thank you, Pascal.
So the guy, I said, look, I told the guy, look, corruption is a symptom
It's a symptom.
of the real problem. But they can't comprehend. They can't understand why it is so. Because he said, take a Nigerian man who is in Mobi, who is not corrupt, move into NNPC, 2 months he becomes corrupt. It's a symptom. Trying to fight corruption, they will fight you back. They said the design has been in UK with all this so-called phantom corruption charge against her. You see moving free in UK. All this are just to blackmail Jonathan. If he's corrupt, what is UK waiting for? Is he free? 9 years plus. When they go, he stole this, I stole that, stole that. I thought by now you would have been in UK jail. UK
Like
is maybe
Ekwere
it
Madu was put in UK jail.
because Ikuremadu went against their interest. Ibodi went against their interest. Ibodi went against their interest. Ibodi brushed China to buy share assets during
Hmm.
yeah,
His
yeah, yeah,
governorship.
yes, yeah. That was the dealt with. The only deal with when you go against their interest, nothing more.
And Lamesia too worked against their interest.
Yes, two of them sponsored militancy those days, affecting share of operations in Bayelsa and the Delta State. They didn't cooperate with share. They wanted share out of their state. That's what happened.
Okay, so how do we get? I have a proposal that I have written it. I don't know if you have seen it. It's the
No, check it.
Food and Social Welfare Law. I have a
Okay,
draft of it.
okay, share it. I've not seen it.
Yes, I have a draft of it. All right. I want to send it to the National Assembly.
Okay. Those
And
people, do they read it? It's more than one page. They don't read it. Can they do more than any?
no,
Oh, no, not
it's just like this
how many pages?
student
How many,
loan bill.
how many pages?
It's about 7 pages. It's not plenty.
Okay. I hope they can read it. Those people, once it's above one
No,
page,
but
they don't.
you see, my thought exactly is that it's not them I need.
Okay.
It's Nigerians. It's Nigerians. If Nigerians can buy
Somebody
into it,
look at your
if
message.
we
Look at that. Somebody wrote only 31 people view. If you are discussing Bobrisky now, you see 30,000.
exactly. But it's the
If
truth.
you
It's
topic,
painful, but it's the truth.
if topic is that Tribu slept to one mistress in Ibadan, if by the time you have over 30 million
We
viewers,
like Aploko.
that's the problem.
We
So she should
love Aploko.
you don't go viral, actually viral. That's a problem. Don't use that topic. How can Nigeria with all this a problem? Bobrisky is going viral. Are we okay?
Uzo say so sad. Uzo, I agree
Bobrisky
with you, Jerry.
Bobrisky was arrested in Benin Republic. He went viral. I said, this guy, what's wrong with us?
And you know what happened again? After they arrested him in Benin Republic, Semeboda, they kept him for a week. When they saw that things had died down, they now released him. Then you
You
now
know,
saw what happened yesterday or today. He was not in the airport. He was about to go to London. Then he did some pictures at the airport with some people. The next thing, they said EFCC that is always at the airport too. They saw him, he was checking in. They didn't arrest him. He was going through the luggage entrance. They didn't arrest him. He went through the entrance and entered into the plane. EFCC now grounded the plane. They now ran inside the plane. In fact, they blocked the entrance at the front and at the back. It was a drama. It was a drama. In fact, Nigeria is a drama. Then they now arrested him. They just like the show because they like giving Nigerians show because they know that we love it.
You may be surprised. This night is still on airborne to UK. As I speak, you may be
Funny
surprised.
enough, I don't disagree with you.
Just to
I,
distract you from
I don't
people's problem.
disagree with you.
Not to give you something to make noise about.
To
So why
give
do
us
we watch?
something to talk about.
That is it. Nigerians are mad. That's our problem.
So
Distraction.
I had this solution, right? Is the food
Okay.
and social welfare law. And the reason for it is that right now, true to what you said, they have weaponized poverty. They have weaponized it. True to what you said, 90% of Nigerians are burdened with poverty. What to eat tomorrow, work. Many of them, like you said, are just coming back from their market. Some even who went to work are just coming back because of traffic and all that, right? So the only people that have the capacity to give them any help are the corrupt politicians. And in order for them to get the help from these corrupt politicians, they must do the bidding of these corrupt politicians. So it becomes a vicious cycle. The
Yes.
people are trapped in
Correct.
this weaponized poverty trap, and it's only the only destiny helpers and the only divine connections they can get, even when they go to church to pray or go to mosque to pray or go to Babalawo shrine to do anything. The only possible destiny helpers are the corrupt politicians.
Yes.
So I am thinking in my head, in America, you have institutionalized welfare system. In fact, they have a website called benefits.gov, where they have about 42 benefit programs for Americans. And these things are backed by law. It doesn't matter who is president. It doesn't matter who is governor. Once you are an American citizen, your social security number has been processed. You are entitled to it. I know some Nigerians that had their children in America, and because they are American citizens, they get $5,000 every year. They are living in Nigeria now, but they
Yes.
process that $5,000 every year to take care of their children in Nigeria. The same thing in America. In fact, somebody was telling me about a fund that they give to British citizens once they are 16. They called it a name. I've forgotten the name now, right? And every British citizen has access to it. Why can't we? Right now, the Tinubu administration is running a palliatives program. And palliative has two problems. Number one, it is prone to corruption. The thing never gets to the people. And even when it does get to the people, palliatives only exist for a few, not the whole. Why don't we make a law that says that once you are a Nigerian and you earn below a certain amount as income every year, which we can determine through BVN, then you automatically qualify for welfare support, right? That you can use for food, like the Americans call it the food and supplementary nutritional assistance program. They call it SNAP. We can have that and say, okay, if you earn less than maybe ₦1 million a year, then you are qualified for nutritional assistance, food support, right? And the food support will be designed in such a way that it does not increase inflation because you will not be given cash. And that money will actually be going into encouraging people to go into agriculture massively to produce food. So it's a cycle of getting people food and then getting them to also boost agricultural production to produce the food they eat going forward. Now, if we have this program and it is backed by law, and everybody knows that, irrespective of who is president, irrespective of whether it's APC, PDP, Labour Party, or NNPP, irrespective of whether it is North or South, whether it is Muslim or Christian, they can get that support. Then they will be free to think about, okay, this person that now wants to be president, does he have the credential? Does he have any ideas? Does he have a program? That's what I'm thinking in my head. And that's what I'm thinking, okay, if Nigerians will support this law, then we can push it. If I want to put it out a, what do you call it now? A petition, an online petition. So if we have like 10 million signatures, 15 million signatures, and we present it to the National Assembly as a citizens initiated bill, which we have a right to do, then they will be forced to do it because they will see that people are really interested in it. But my fear is if I submit it now and it's just a few persons that are putting their weight behind it, then they will see that it's not popular, then they can easily just throw it aside. That's what. So, how do you think that we can go about getting Nigerians to actually queue behind this kind of solution? It's a draft bill. Let me see if I can pull it. How do you
Okay.
think that we can go about it?
One thing we need to understand that Nigeria is a country, not yet a nation. Nigeria is never a nation. That's a greatest problem. You may have the wonderful ideas. Once you take it to the National Assembly, they will kill it based on tribal and ethnic sentiments. That's a greatest problem in our country. We are yet to build a nation. A nation is a group of people who decide to coexist under mutually agreed constitution. Nigeria had never had their own constitution. It's always imposed on us. That's a major problem. Your ideas are noble, wonderful, workable, very feasible. Take it to them now. In the course of debate, they will kill it. Look at when they debated, Tinubu took a debate to them on regional government. The same Yoruba person, open mouth. You can hear, his comment. So that's a problem. This is somebody that's so-called a PhD, maybe even be a PhD holder. Look at what he said. That regional government means giving Igbos Biafra. So useless. I don't understand where it's coming from. So because of Igbos, the whole Nigeria will not suffer. Can you imagine? It's like saying, don't give Delta State airport because your state will probably get airport. Let all of us stay without airport. Can you imagine? And I don't know what I'm saying.
No, but there's an added advantage of it. You see, it's because people are not vocal about it. You see what happened with this whole um Ikweche lawmaker guy,
Okay.
right? A lot of the things that are happening to that lawmaker now is because of public outcry. It's because of public outcry. If the public did not react the way they reacted and condemned it the way they condemned it, even the House of Representatives would not have called him to order. He would not have bothered to give the apology he gave. The police would not have arrested him and arraigned him in court, right? All of those things would not have happened if there was no public outcry.
Now, how many
To some
Nigerians?
extent, to a large extent, there is something that public outcry can do. If
Now,
we bring this law, this draft law, into public domain, and the public sees that it is something that will benefit the people, and they begin to insist, everybody in all quarters, the way it went viral for this
i- i-
Uber guy and the lawmaker, if this can go viral like that too, the National Assembly will be forced.
now, the man slapped an Uber guy. Just a sentence. People can connect with the content, and it went viral. Yours is a 7-page document. How many people in Nigeria can even read their document? You see where I'm coming from? How many people will read their seven? How many pages do you have? Nigerians don't read. So it's easier for them to connect with the content and video. They saw the guy slap the Uber driver. The content is easier for them to understand and react. Yours requires wearing my eyeglass, spend 10 minutes to that minutes to read it. How many Nigerians can read that? To even connect with your content and start going viral. That's a problem. If you watch, anytime you share document on WhatsApp, people don't read it.
People don't
If
read.
you share a short clip of a girl exposing herself, it will go viral. So anything that's written in that's why I say if you want to hide anything for black man, put it in writing. Put it in writing.
So I'm getting some rema
So,
from you
so
now.
if,
We
so
should
if you
put it
can,
in a video.
yes, Nigerians don't read.
And I probably should get a girl with big bum bum and then write it and put it on
The
her
guy,
bum
no,
bum.
the guy will interview you. You'll be saying it over. You, the guy will ask you the question. You'll be explaining what the content of your BA. That's the only way to go viral. Once you put it in writing, forget it. Nobody. It's only two people, you and your wife, probably me, that will read it, and none of us will read it. No senator will read 7 days, except the only thing that they read is how they are sharing their own money. They will check whether A collected more than B. That's the only thing they will read. If they're sharing money, they will not read to know what other people collected. They will not go to the whole list to see what
It is
a second in
well.
Adamawa is collecting. But it was me that is from Delta. That's the only thing that they will read, nothing more. Or you brought a bill how to share revenue. That's what you see. Then they will form a committee to go through it. Anything that will affect what they are routing. That's why they want them wear their glasses to look at it very, very well.
Is that why? Is that why the Wike and his 27 lawmaker, I mean 27, yeah, 27 lawmaker have gone to stop the sharing of money to
That's
Rivers State?
because you can expect a return. He expects a part of the River State revenue to come to him, which is corruption, fraud,
Does he have the
nothing more.
well? I won't say whether does he have the power to do it. The courts have ruled. The courts have the power to do that. But is it legal? Is it legitimate?
They can. It's not. It's an illegal court these days. Is a problem. They have pocketed our court. Usually is in their pocket right now, so they can issue and they can issue. It's cash and carry. Nigerian laws now. Nigerian judgment is cash and carry. Highest bidder. So, so you can expect you can expect anything from them now. Although they might go to the higher court to vacate the order. Similarly, may go to
Yeah,
court.
Odinkalu, the
It
former.
will likely go to
Yeah.
court appeal in Port Harcourt to vacate this Abuja High Court order.
Odinkalu says that most judges have been wicked. So we have wicked judges and
Of course, his wife is now.
newsomized
Uh,
courts,
he has succeeded in putting his wife as a judge.
appeal court judge.
Yes.
It is well. What is the way forward for Nigeria? So that we can round up very quickly. How do we move from here? You see, I think that it's a two-pronged thing. We solve the followership problem by this institutionalization of the welfare program in Nigeria so that it reaches everybody, right? And then solve the leadership problem with Abundance Party with all its ideologies. But like I said, people are not paying attention. So how do we make it pay attention? What's your way forward?
The only thing that will unite this country is poverty and hardship. Something might happen one day that might trigger unprovoked. The next one may be highly unplanned. Maybe something might happen in probably in Western or Northern Nigeria. It will trigger it across the whole country. That may be the social I'm seeing.
For
So
me,
like,
I'm even thinking it's going
so
to
like,
start
so
from
like
River State. You know
no,
what
it's not.
happened in 1965, 1965 to January 1966, the Operation Wet here in the Southwest. You know what is happening in River State now is exactly the same thing. You had an Amadu, Tafawa Balewa, who was supporting an Akintola, a Ladoke Akintola, right?
Mm,
Against an Obafemi Awolowo in the Southwest. And so
okay.
they were fighting each other. And there was so much chaos in the Southwest. And
Mm,
that was what led to the coup, and that was what led to the war. Right now,
okay.
exactly the same thing is happening. You have a
It's not,
President Tinubu that is supporting a Wike against a sitting governor like Fubara, and
yeah.
then unleashing all the chaos that we are seeing in Rivers now. That for me, in fact, I was telling somebody that Wike is pushing Nigeria to a second civil war
It's possible.
because all the ingredients of what happened 1965, 1966 between the federal government and the western government is exactly what Wike is doing now, and is allowing himself to be used to do. You know, so for me, the it might just start from the southwest, just to corroborate your point. It might just start
It,
from the
it's
south
possible.
south.
It's
Yeah.
possible. Possible.
Okay, thank you very much. Wonderful conversations we have. We'll keep having these conversations. Hopefully, the more we do it, the more people will pay attention, and then we'll also now begin to get to do it offline so that we can get people to see. Wonderful. Thank you for your wealth of experience. It's always a pleasure.
Somebody said, Peter said, revolution cannot happen in Nigeria. We have embraced our change. Sadly, there's always a threshold. Once you get to that threshold, the revolution will take place.
No, in fact, Peter Pan. I don't think we have embraced our chains. We have not.
The poverty,
Pe-
poverty has not gotten to the threshold. Nigeria can no longer endure. Once you get to that threshold, the next is revolution. That is human being for you. It has not reached that level. Just come there, you go to happen.
There's
Remember,
still a bubble.
I don't know his age because I remember 1980 when Bangida was told that he has to go. Even the wife told him, "Darling, we have to go." Then Bangida saw all the thing he did. He still have to leave the office. So one day, this will end. You can't continue like this. It's going to end, and it might even end before 2027. There'll be a crack in
Yeah.
APC. There'll be a crack in APC very soon. That crack will weaken Tinubu influence.
Fingers crossed, Peter Pan. Fingers crossed. In fact, for me, people are waiting for a violent revolution. Me, I'm waiting for an intellectual revolution.
Because the leverage he has, which is Muslim ticket, will not fly in 2027.
And then he's doing a lot of
And
damage
two,
to the
and
north.
two, and two people will hold INEC more accountable. Because right now they're gradually running out of options. The bad thing about doing bad things is that bad things makes you to run out of options. When you do the good, you open through for now. People will watch out for INEC writing the thought with impunity. That option is no longer on the table. So they're going to run out of options. That's what happens to anybody that's doing the bad. Anytime you do bad, you are limiting your options are gradually reducing. It's when you do good, you open more doors. So that idea of announcing results by 4 a.m. that option is no longer going to be on the table. He will not be able to get the mass vote to enable him to now write results.
You're very right. You're very
So,
right.
so Nigeria should not give up. First, it will be decided with crack in APC. There'll be going to be a crack in APC. Most of his allies, particularly the North, will start to abandon him. And he cannot do without it.
Particularly with this new tax reform bill
Correct. So
that seeks to, yeah.
he gradually stepping on their toes. Muslim sentiment will not fly. Yoruba sentiment will not fly. Neither will outside sentiment fly. Because the hardship is touching everybody in the southwest.
You're right.
And I see INEC saying enough is enough. So he may not be able to, INEC may start to sabotage him the way these people neck.
Jega sabotaged.
The way
No,
the
the
way
way
it's neck.
Jega
No,
sabotaged
no, no.
Jonathan.
And in 1992, neck under Professor ABC was to sabotage Bangida with option A4.
APC or Humphrey. Okay, HPC.
Okay. ABC was Professor ABC was he used option A4 to sabotage the agreement he had with Bangida. Bangida told him, "Let me see the results before you announce it." He also introduced option A4, whereby he does not need to open his mouth and announce for people to know who won. He said that time it was stand behind.
Queue behind your candidate.
So with the queue, people don't really know who was winning. He don't need to open his mouth. So I like my bring that option, whereby the chairman will not have the power to announce the result again. So
But it will
even
not
if
be
you
under a Mahmoud
yes,
Yakubusha.
the person they will bring might bring an option whereby results. It doesn't need. INEC does not. Chairman does not have the power to announce the result again. So
But
even if
when is Mahmoud's tenure expiring? I think it's this next year, 2025.
next year. So they,
Next year.
I
Yeah.
see a Yoruba man, a Yoruba person replacing him. Somebody from Lagos will likely replace him. Somebody from Lagos, maybe
But that would be
Lagos.
really bad.
That is the
If
most
it
likely to happen. That will go
mm.
to that's what you go to do. You get somebody from Lagos, he knows he's the right hand man. You go to be there. That person might start to disappoint him.
Okay, yeah. I think we should go now. We have been here for almost 2 hours. I don't want to
It's okay, there, it's
take
okay.
any further time. So we'll discuss further tomorrow.
Okay.
But the suggestion you gave, I have taken it. If you put stuff in a book, people don't want to read. And we need this thing to get to as many people as possible. So we'll look for creative ways
Yes.
to get the message across. We'll look for
Because
creative
you don't
ways.
interview, so somebody will interview you. You say what you say your mind. That's what you go over.
So maybe we'll do it tomorrow. You will interview me now.
No, get a lady. The lady may be better. That will make it go viral. The lady will draw the attention because you need. Yeah, yeah, your message is for men. Men are the people that will take the action, not women. The people that will be on the street who will take action are the men. So the audience, this movie is for men.
Thank you for your wonderful input as usual. You are well versed in
And
the
they,
oil
and they,
and gas. Yeah.
you shouldn't do it live. You have to do it offline so that you can edit it to perfect the way you want. Before you go, don't
Okay,
do it live
okay.
because for you to go viral, you need to be properly edited, top notch before you can now push it out. Let it be an edited video clip. So that you will play it back, make sure that this is what you want to communicate to the people. You make it
Exactly.
live. Any mistake, the wrong information, wrong pass wrong information. Yeah.
Fantastic. Thank you very much.
No problem.
Thank you very much.